Back here, Dean's List Radio with Magnum Opus.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
Peace, peace.
Magnum Opus is comprised of
Michael Moon,
Johnny, go figure.
the architect right now. He in the back right now. He's doing some technical things right now, but
definitely. So, if you really kind of want to go into it, how did you come up with the name Magnum Opus? Because such a peculiar name, and you know, it's not a lot of original names out there nowadays. A lot of redundancy in the industry. So, where did you come up with the name Magnum Opus?
I'll let Johnny answer that.
Well, I always found that that term very interesting. I actually used it in a song before, but to me the actual meaning for Magnum Opus is like the best, excellence, number one, you know. And you know, we always strive to be the best. We always strive to, you know, be on top and be regal. So we see ourselves as, you know, the untouchable ones, the best, you know.
Smooth.
So, you know, we feel like we're regal. So that's why we're Magnum Opus. You know, we all have something different. Yeah, we all have something different to offer, you know, in the crew. So it's like, you know, we're taking over every angle of, you know, things, and touching all four corners of the earth and stuff like that. So yeah, Magnum Opus the best, basically.
Y'all some confident motherfuckers, yo.
Nah, definitely. Oh, you can curse on this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all adults here. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it sounds like, I mean, excellent. That's what y'all striving for.
Yeah, being the best basically is, you know, it's a musical definition. I mean, term. You know what I'm saying? Magnum Opus. So it's like what Johnny said. So, you know, we all bring something different to the table. You know, not only you know, personality wise, but just musically. We bring, you know, so like he said, we hit all corners. He's basically, you know, pointing out musically. We just don't. It's not just rap. It's not just, you know, hip hop. It's almost everything. We touch almost everything. You know, just from instrumentals to sounds to, you know, vocals, everything.
Because at the end of the day, we're all just naturally, genuinely lovers of the music, and you know, and
that's such a rarity now.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard for especially artists from New York, because they expect you to sound you know, a particular thing just because of where you're from. You New York, or you're supposed to be you know, hip hop, or you know, you gully and stuff like that. But it's we listen to all kinds of things and stuff, and we're so different as human beings, that when we come together, we all have that one thing in common, and that's the fact that we just love the music. So we bring what we could bring to the table. You know, Ark does his thing. You know, Moon, he does his thing. My boy Kyle, which is not here right now, he does his thing. And then me, you know, I bring my thing. You know, so it's different edges just brought to the table around.
It's not to just stay, you know, just on the top, but the funny thing is though, we all come from a certain background. Mm-hmm. We all represent a certain background. You know, me being my background is Haitian. You know what I'm saying? Johnny is from you know, his parents is from Guyana. You know, Ark is Jamaican, and Kayo, who's not here right now, he's, you know, African. You know.
So that's a blending of sounds right there, and cultures, you know.
We represent all, man. We represent all.
Kind of constructing to create Magnum Opus.
Yeah.
It's like a transformer, son. Yo,
I swear to God, that was
Optimus Prime.
That's the first shit that came to my mind too when y'all told me the name.
Actually, Johnny, you was talking about you know, the fact that you guys are from New York and people expecting you to have a certain sound, and I kind of want to know, what are your thoughts on the current state of hip hop? And you know, do you like the new wave of hip hop, this kind of alternative hip hop of Theophilus London, Kid Cudi, these kind of artists, or you know, do you want to see that old New York hip hop that, you know, you were saying that people might categorize you as? Do you want to see that old gritty kind of New York hip hop come back? What is your take on the industry right now?
Well, at the end of the day, it's all about forward movement. So, you know, it makes no sense to, you know, walk forward, but you know, you're going backwards at the same time. I think everything has a season, and you know, the world, you know, goes around and it comes back around. So everything that was the thing back then, it's basically coming back now. You know what I'm saying? But it's coming back in a different style. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the
fashion,
way, the
everything.
fashion, you know, like from the music, from the the lingo.
Yeah.
So the way music is like now, like especially like the music scene now. I mean, I have my pros and cons about it, but like we'll be here all day if like if I said that. But I just feel like at the end of the day, it's a new generation, and they're gonna say what they feel. What's in their heart. They can't say what's in Jay's heart or what's in Big Daddy Kane's heart. They're gonna say what's in their heart because they don't know nothing about that. They don't know anything about that. They could, at the end of the day, all they could do is speculate about what happened back then. But
that's their parents' tales and because, definitely.
Because I'm the same way. Like I'm born in the late '80s, but even though I'm born in the late '80s, I still speculate on like what was in the early '80s because that's the time I'm into. But not everybody's going to think like me. Everybody's going to rep for their generation. So this generation now with the music, they're going hard, and they should go hard. They should rep and stand up for what they believe in, even if some people aren't with it. At the end of the day, they're being true to themselves, just like the people in previous generations were. They were being true to themselves. So who's to say this generation can't?
Yeah, definitely, because in the previous generations, I know we had some people that was kind of like against that music. People's parents or our grandparents was against that music.
They called rock and roll, which is like Elvis, Little Richard. They called it devil's music.
Yeah. So it's surprising because that was the music that our parents grew up off of. So and their parents was kind of like getting kind of all riled up for them on that. So you're right. It's all evolution.
It's all evolution.
It's all evolution.
Because the next music, the next genre that's gonna come out of music, we probably might not dig it because we're used to hearing
the hard beat, that bass, that 808. Once you hear that 808,
we used to hear something that we hear all the time. So this, the next genre that comes out, we probably gonna be like, oh, that's whack.
Yeah.